The Flavien family mourns the death of its matriarch, Pauline Flavien, née Frances, better known as Miss Eufa or TT, who passed away at her residence in Newfield Deanery on Tuesday, 27 August 2019 at 8:40 a.m. She was 92 years old. She was predeceased by her husband, Joseph Barthélemy Flavien, and her granddaughter, Alexandrine Pandora Edward. Left to mourn her three daughters, Martha Flavien Nelson, also known as Regina, Mary Flavien Regis, also known as Daddy, Frances Flavien, also known as Madge, two sons, Raymond Flavien, also known as Atit, Gordon Flavien, also known as Dobway, all residing in Deanery. One brother, Patrick Francis, residing in the UK. 23 grandchildren, Andrew Flavien, also known as Curly, a mechanic, residing in Deanery. Herbert Nelson, also known as Conditos, residing in the USA. Micheline Flavien James, correctional officer at the Bodley Correctional Facility, and her husband. Meshach James, residing in Deanery. Roma and Keitha Francis, residing in Deanery. Remilda Flavien, residing in Deanery. Keith Pierre Jr., employed with Sugar Beach Resort, and his wife, Shanika Pierre, residing in Choiseul. Mahalia Francis John, employed with Sandals Halcyon, and her husband, Elroy John, residing in Deanery. Macrina Flavia Edward and her husband, Ignatius Tot Edward, residing in Deanery. Sandra Flavien, administrator of New Beginnings Preschool, residing in Deanery. John Flavien, retired police constable 240 of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, residing in the U.S. Henderson Andy Regis and his girlfriend Dawn Martha, residing in Deanery. Titus Regis and his wife, Clethian Skelly Regis, residing in the UK. Carlton Regis and his wife, Sancha Regis, residing in the U.S. Aaron Flavien, also known as Zahir, fireman 530, employed with the St. Lucia Fire Service, and his wife, Jana Flavien, residing in Deanery. Kieran Dexter Flavien, employed with Sanders Grand, residing in Deanery. Ryan Chad Flavien, fireman 531, employed with the St. Lucia Fire Service, and his wife, Geraldine Flavien, residing in Martinique. Bacchus Flavien, residing in Deanery. Michael Flavien and his wife, Heidi Flavien, residing in Canada. Giovanni Flavia, employed with Royalton, residing in Deanery. Francisca Flavia Frias and her husband, Eusebio Frias, residing in Ansaray. Titus Didi Flavia and his wife, Antonia Flavia, residing in Deanery. Cyril Flavia, residing in Canada. 45 great-grandchildren. Cozier James, employed with the Body Holiday. Michelle James. Meshira James, therapist employed at Mini Healing Spa. Mikesh James, employed with Harmony Suites. Maximilian Flavia, employed with West Indies General Insurance Limited. Shiloh and Akanke Antoine. Kiana, Kiante, Kimala, and Kimori Joseph. Livilia, Livingston, Livinia, and Livinroy John. Cletus, Tia, DeQuell Flavien. Bethany and Naomi Flavien. CJ, Ethan and AJ Regis, Jomil Charles, Akima and Alex Flavien, Krista Edward, employed with Sunbuilt Limited, all residing in Dennery. Karen Edward, teacher attached to the Ave Maria Girls Primary School. Kezia Edward, teacher attached to the Granovier Secondary School. MJ and Kodesha Edward. Zahid and Zahida Pierre, residing in Choiseul. Raheem Casey Peter, residing in the U.S. Micaiah Flavien, residing in the U.S. Dominique and Danny Regis, residing in the UK. Corinne Flavien. Johnny and Armani Flavien, all residing in Canada. Ariane Flavien, residing in Martinique. Bernard Labadie, Juan and Martha Frias, all residing in Ancillary. 2 great-great-grandchildren, Mackenzie Edward, Lindell Michelle Charles. 1 daughter-in-law, Anne-Marie Dovias Flavien, also known as Laurel, residing in Dennery. 2 sons-in-law, John Nelson, also known as Shoshos, Andrew Regis, also known as Jazino, both residing in Dennery. 1 adopted son, Julius Edmund, also known as Freakout, residing in Dennery. 1 adopted daughter, Elsa Dovias, residing in Dennery. Adopted grandchildren, Shirley Martha, employed with Royalton, residing in Dennery. Shona Dovias, residing in Barbados. Adopted great-grands, Clint McKay, Markella Dovias, residing in Dennery. Cottrell DeMar, residing in Dennery. Azara and Ivanka Mathra, residing in Dennery. Many nieces and nephews, including Doris and Carolina Nicholas, Nathalia Vidal, also known as Marine, Cuthbert Ben, also known as Dash, all residing in Dennery. Imelda De Gosta, Alban Francis, Jane Moore, and Marinus Francis, all residing in the UK. Lovesta Raymond, residing in the US. The children of her late sisters, Rosanna Vidal, Leonie Stanislas, also known as Ma Maxmin, and Suetta Nicholas, all of Dennery. The children of her late brother, Christopher Evans, also known as James, of Ancillary. Her in-laws, Christina and Jacob Flavien and their families of Dennery. Imelda Griffith and her family residing in Lackey, Dennery. Marcus Edward, former Chief Education Officer, residing in Grand Ravine, Dennery. Friends and neighbors, Clara and Simon Joseph and family. Eileen Gustave and family. Sonia Edward and family. Candia Fridges and family. Adelina Dennis and family. Mrs. Leah Biscombe, Casimir Flavien, all residing in Dennery. Italia Turtulin, residing in the U.S. Also left to mourn the Francis family of Paula and Deriso. The Nicholas, Flavia, Stanislas, families of St. Lucia and abroad. The Vidal family of Dennery and abroad. Many other relatives and friends, too numerous to mention. The Mass celebrating the life of our beloved Pauline Flavien, née Frances, better known as Miss Eufa or Titi, will be held at the St. Peter's Catholic Church in Dennery on Saturday, September 14, 2019, at 2 p.m. The body will then be laid to rest at the Dennery Cemetery. The body now lies at Rambatty's Funeral Parlor on Calvary Road, Castries. May her soul rest in perfect peace.